good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name's Sam. This is my channel. Welcome. This, I guess, is just going to be a quick, hopefully 10-minute video about the whole thing with Project Cast 3. And just all the, how would I say, uproar about it not being a sim anymore, or appearing that way. Because from all the there's a couple of videos that Slightly Mad has released. One of it being one of the pre-rendered, cinematic type scenes. And then another one actually being early beta gameplay. And as you can see, it's kind of more going towards the whole Need for Speed type thing, which to me I think is fine. I've always liked Need for Speed games. Haven't played really many recently because I don't like EA anymore, and just how they do all their tactics. Even though the Need for Speed franchise is, so it's up and down, ups and downs, but that's. I guess that's like saying Jesus isn't Christian. It's like, what hasn't had its ups and downs? So, from what has circulated and everything, yes, it does appear that it is going to be, or possibly going to be more akin to more of a simcade, like your GT Sports and your Forza Motorsports, which me personally, I am partial to GT Sport. I actually quite like it. I solely play on PC for my sim racing needs, but occasionally I do fire up GT Sport. I do quite like how it handles and stuff. I think it's for a console sim, it's pretty good. Me personally, but whether that holds weight to you. Again, this is more of my opinion of what's going on, rather than I say this, which means you have to take it as gospel. Okay. Everyone has their own opinion, and you're completely entitled to that. But to me, with this whole thing, I think it's getting a little bit blown out of proportion with just how much, how would you say, I guess traction that it's getting in terms of just people kind of putting Slightly Mad Studios and Codemasters on blast for this, which I know Cody's have kind of done those kind of things in the past, where they've kind of taken an IP and then kind of turned it into something that it still kind of is, but still kind of isn't. As I've done a little bit of research with it all. But I think some people are probably taking it a little bit too seriously. Like when we're boiling everything down, a sim racing game, what are you doing it for? Why are you playing it? Because you're playing it because it's fun. And what's wrong with something that used to be more of a sim turning more towards the idea of actually being able to be used by more people, by a wider number of people? Because for some reason, when people see people, companies, game developers dumbing a game down, they feel that they're taking away from what that game or movie or book or TV show to what it used to be, and the quote-unquote real fans or core audience basically put said company or person on blast about it. But the thing that you got to remember is that project cars within the sim racing community had never really been up there. It was always... I would like to say this the absolute nicest way possible, but I think a lot of hardcore sim racers felt like it was one of those bargain bin games that you kind of just saw and it was cheap. So you picked it up, you played it for a bit, you thought it was kind of right, kind of crap, and then you never played it again. I would say I probably was maybe those people. I did play a bit of Project Cars 2 and a little bit of Project Cars 1. Project Cars 1 I played on console. I only really got into PCs back in 2014, so I was kind of, quite new, quite fresh to all this kind of stuff. But I think what some people are forgetting is that it's not all about, everything being super serious all the time. Like, there is nothing wrong with a developer pulling something back a little bit just so they can appease more people. Because it's not always, it doesn't always have to be so super serious all the time. If you want super serious, go play something else. Go play iRacing. Go play ACC. But then people putting, slightly mad on blast because they were hoping for a sim. We've got that with that engine. We've got AMS 2. We've got Automobilista 2. And it's going to be 1.0 very shortly. Or very soon. TM. So, mate, I feel the whole idea of what they're doing is they're pulling it back a little bit more because they want to appeal to more people. Probably come in as more of the one title that kind of does it all in terms of system agnostic type stuff. So it's gonna be on everything. It's gonna be on both the Xbox One and the PS4 and PC. And I think I've even heard it's probably going to have cross-platform compatibility and all that kind of stuff, which would be great, I think. More people playing together, why not? More chance of actually, getting into a race. Again, that's if they have any, anything of the same vein of like iRacing's matchmaking system, or even similar to GT Sport, which they're kind of the same. They kind of do the same thing. They're both a means to the same end. They're basically there to just, filter people through and put them in the correct spots where they need to be. Nothing wrong with that. And then also improve and all that kind of stuff. So, I feel that this is just getting blown out of proportion. Not everything has to be super serious sim racer game face all the time. Sometimes you can actually, take a step back and, just enjoy it for what it is. Instead of being, super serious all the time. Like, you don't need to be like that. You can take a step back for a bit. And I think that there's another thing why Slightly Mad is going down this route as well, because they probably never could quench the insatiable thirst of this hardcore sim racing community that they thought, well, instead of us trying to capture such a niche market, why don't we just make this a bit more broader and actually capture a much wider audience? Basically what a lot of games do. Like, you have a look at games like COD. COD is one of the biggest FPS franchises And they've been around for decades at this point. And the reason that they're so big is not only because of Activision being, you know, greedy, as they are, or Activision Blizzard, because they're one and the same, but also because it appeals to such a wide audience. And I think that is what Project Cars is trying to do, or trying to be now. Because I was never really able to capture the sim racing community, and then I thought, well, why don't we just go more simcade and just capture the widest audience possible, which is the GT Sport and the Forza Motorsport audience. Which again, I'm partial to GT Sport. I quite like it. I reckon it's a really good game. It's fun. There's a ton of cars in there. There's a huge career mode that you can do. Well, career mode because it's more, you know, you just sign up for races, which I've always liked that. I like that there about the Forza games. Like I played a lot of the Forza games as well. So, I don't know. I think some people just need to calm down. Stop making hit pieces. Because it's fine. Just because something doesn't appeal to you doesn't mean it doesn't appeal to no one. Some people like it to be a little bit more arcadey. And maybe that will stop them from actually getting into the original titles. So just chill out. Take a breath. It's okay. Stop being a fuck knuckle. But I guess I'll put another point on this. And this will probably be more of a final point. People coming in to like Twitch chats on whatever racing game that the streamer's playing, or in YouTube comments saying what's the best sim. Thing is, you can't appease everyone because they all have different things that they want. So for me personally, if I want online competition, that's iRacing. Because it's probably some of the best, really, that you can get. And then also its broad spectrum of content, or just racing disciplines. You've got everything from your GT road racing, all the way to your rallycross, then to your dirt and road oval stuff, which I think is awesome. Like that's one of the main reasons why I actually play iRacing, is the online and just the broad spectrum of content that it has. Even though I have my gripes with it, but I have my gripes with a lot of other games. So if you want to play the best GT3 sim out there, you go to ACC. But unfortunately for me, because I live in Australia, I don't have competition servers. I basically found out it's between GMT plus 8 and GMT plus 11 does not have any competition service, so we can only join a league or public racing, and that's it. But if you want the best just overall GT3 sim, and possibly very, very soon GT4, ACC. And then if you want mods galore, Assetto Corsa 1 by far. But then again, I never really played iFactor 2, but I've heard that the overall player count is not that great. Plus, I've been playing Assetto Corsa since 2016, and I love it. So that's the main one that I go for for modding, for drifting, all that stuff, because I love it for that. And then obviously console would be GT Sport, because Forza can go suck it. But just final note, just chill out, guys. It's fine. just because something isn't built for you doesn't mean you have to get it. Or whatever people are thinking at the moment, because just chill out. It's fine. Some people seem to be forgetting a little title called Automobilista 2, which is built on the Madness engine. It is a sim built on it, and it is pretty freaking good. Even though I have my gripes about it. Like smacking a wall and it pulls you up like you've dropped an anchor. I don't know why that happens, but whatever. But just like we've got that title there, and it's soon to be a 1.0 release, and it will have everything all fleshed out, hopefully. But so what if Project Cars 2 goes down the route of a simcade? I doubt it's going to detract much from the people who are actually going to buy it. Because most people are going to see it, and they're probably going to see it as more of a competitor to GT Sport and Forza Motorsport, but one that is actually able to be played on all platforms. So, I just don't understand where some people are coming from with this. Like, Project Cars has never really been that. I know I've already said this, but Pete, Project Cars has never been at the top, you know, the tippy top, or anywhere near the tippy top within the sim racing community as like the quintessential sim racing game. Even though it does have that broad spectrum of content like iRacing does. Like it's got your NASCARs, it's got your Rallycross and your GT and all that kind of stuff. But it had never really captured that so super niche market that we have. But then we have those titles that we clench to because they are for us, like iRacing, like ACC, like AC1, R Factor 2, Race Room, all those games. And I've probably forgotten one, and someone's probably going to flame me in the comments. But we have those titles, so like, I don't know. I just feel like this is just getting a little too, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm an English speaker, I suck with English. I just feel like it's getting people are probably clenching to things probably way too much and trying to, you know, go me, it's all about me, but they just need to chill. I don't know. Just calm the farm, don't be a cunt, how about that? That works. I guess obligatory subscribe if you want to see more, whenever that is. I'll probably have a link in the description below to my Twitch channel. I'll be live whenever I can be. I think there'll also be a link for my Discord channel, which is kind of freshly made. I'm the only one in here, so if you're the first in here, I'll have a chat with you. But yeah, just watching, and have a nice wherever you are. Bye.